Hey, what's up everybody? This is Damron. We're playing Gears 5. This is part of my Master Escape series. We're doing all the maps on Master difficulty, which brings us to the Gauntlet, one of the original maps. So let's look at the modifiers. We've got add bastions, so bastions are added to every encounter. We've got regeneration, so enemies regenerate their health over time. We have some usual suspects, really, faster venom, more lethal, more health, and Iron Man. And we also have regen penalties, so our health is going to regenerate 50% slower. So as I've mentioned in some previous videos, they did mention when Operation 5 comes out, they're going to separate character from class. So you're going to be able to play any class with any character. So basically the characters that I'm showing you now are actually the classes that you want to use. So let's look at the characters that we brought into this map. We brought Kate for her shotgun abilities, right? You really want to have her shotgun damage as high as possible. You definitely want to have the card where bleeding enemies take more damage from shotguns. We've also got Clayton. His reflect armor is going to be huge on this level. And also we've brought Cole for his melee kind of dash bash abilities, always really useful. So we're heading straight up into this map, and there's going to be two ammo rooms on the left and the right. The right hand side is going to have a Nasher, so Kate definitely wants to pick that up. There's also an Enforcer that can be picked up, but there's no ammo pouches, so you're only going to be able to pick up the weapon itself. And this particular hive is basically one act, and you're going to have 3 series of kind of like boss type rooms. So it's not too bad as long as you are, efficient with your shots. But what you want to do with Kate now, because Kate is really going to be, really important to take out the bastions. You always want to take out the bastions as quickly as possible. So there's going to be an ammo that could be right there to the right. It can be right here, or it can be right in front of you on top of that box. So with Kate, the first thing you want to do when you get into this room is find the ammo. And now we want to focus on taking down that bastion as quickly as possible. Okay, and also Clayton's going to have the ability to get all this, heavy ammo from the Scions. This room can be a little bit variable. We've got a drop shot Scion and a stump. You may have just several Scions and you may not have a stump. But nonetheless, if you just focus on taking out that bastion and take out the Scion, taking out the stump's not too big of a problem because he doesn't really move that much, right? You can kind of just come up and flank him with your shotgun with Kate, and also Cole's just sitting there meleeing the stump. So he's not too bad to take out as long as you take out everybody else first. So make sure you get these ammo though for Kate, so you can get that extra ammo for your Nasher. Clayton has picked up the tri-shot or any heavy weapons. That'll be useful for him going forward. As you kind of progress into the next section, there's going to be a few drones in your way. They may have some more shotguns for Kate to pick up. Sometimes they'll have a overkill as well, and if you can get an overkill, that's really nice. I think actually one of them did have an overkill, if I remember. Yeah, there's an overkill right there. So if you can get an overkill with Kate, that's also very helpful. Unfortunately, I dropped my Nasher. I was like, oh crap, I dropped my Nasher, so I need to go back and grab it. So having a Nasher and an overkill with Kate is obviously the ideal situation. So moving forward, you're going to have 2 more safe rooms, or ammo rooms I should say, one on the left and one on the right. The one on the left is going to have an overkill no matter what, so if you didn't get one from those guys, you should get one, but obviously getting one from them is good because you're going to have more ammo. So the right hand side is, not really much to grab, but we're going to head on to the next section. So as soon as you drop down, this next section can be a little bit tricky because I think it gets a little hairy for us at one point because you really don't have anywhere to fall back to. You kind of have to be very careful here. There's not much cover. You're kind of stuck on this ramp and they push you pretty quick. So as always, they're going to have 2 bastions in this area, and you need to focus on taking them down as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, I shot gold there instead of the bastion, and what happens is when those bastions sit behind those shielded Scions, it's really hard to get shots on them, and that can be very challenging. So Clayton used his ability there just to kind of get some protection to revive us. Now we're able to take out that bastion. Again, focusing on taking down the bastions is the most important thing. Once you take down the bastions, it'll open up and you can do damage. I played it a little bit risky here, and I just kept blasting this Scion. I knew I'd be able to kill him, but obviously getting frozen is never a good thing, because say I got shot by that Mago up there as I was frozen and I would be instantly killed. So be a little bit careful. I was being a little risky there. You don't necessarily have to just stick out and get frozen. But once you kill the scions, or again, you could have different type of scion enemies in here, and the bastions, now you've kind of cleaned up the second room, and we just got to make our way essentially to the third and final, quote, boss battle. And that's really all the Gauntlet is these three kind of large boss battles with a few drones in between them. So we're moving up the path here. We're making good time. We're going to take out these drones up here. You've got some claw type enemies. Now the claw type enemies are much less lethal than they used to be. They changed their accuracy, and they also changed their damage. I mean, certainly they can still take you down pretty quickly, but not nearly as fast as they used to be able to take you down. So that's good. So you can kind of just sit back and shotgun them down. And Clayton can use the drop shot and take them out. But anyway, once you clear out them, again, you have another ammo room to the left and another ammo room to the right. So you can go in here, see if there's anything worth picking up. I think there might be some grenades in here, if I remember. I'm not sure. But there is a Nasher on the ground for Kate, so you can grab a little bit more ammo. Yeah, there's a shot grenade here, so you can grab that for the final doorway. If that helps, you can see there is a frag on the other side as well. There's never really ammo in these ammo rooms there. There's only actually items that you can pick up. So we're moving on. We're on to the final portion of this map here before we get to the exit, and we're gonna head up this little path here, and we've got again some drones to deal with. As always, focusing on the bastions is the most important thing. Okay, so again, you can see we've got some scion enemies, boss type enemies, and we've got a bastion. So we're gonna try to focus on that bastion as quickly as possible. Everybody's going to do their best to get shots on the bastion, and as soon as you take out the bastion, you're in the clear to take out the scion. So as I mentioned earlier in some previous guides, it's better to kind of, instead of just blasting away the trigger on the overkill, if you pull the trigger down and hold it and make sure your ammo is set, your aimer is set before you take your second shot, aka by releasing the trigger. So when you pull the trigger, you're going to shoot once, and when you release the trigger, you're going to shoot once. So once you take out them, you're going to have an overkill to deal with. So you can pick up the, if there was a salvo, just pick that up, and you can see that Cole just cleaned up the warden with a salvo there. So you're pretty much in the clear after that. Oh, almost. Be careful walking up this path. I forgot, there are a few imagos and drone type enemies right around this corner. There's more than one, and they'll come down this path as you kind of walk up. So there's going to be about 3 or 4 more drone type enemies that come down that path as you're exiting this room. So be a little bit careful. Don't rush in there like I did and potentially get killed. So clean them up, and we're going to head up this path here. And we are almost to the end of this level. We've got this final little section here to take out. So Cole's going to use his ultimate and just kind of clean up everybody really quickly, and we can kind of make our way to the exit after he's just demolished everybody with his ultimate. There is a claw to the left there that I didn't notice, so be careful of that. Sometimes there's some enemies over here to the left, but what actually happened was Malicious thought he'd be funny and hit the door and have all the enemies spawn on us. So I'm sitting down there, and you saw all the scions and all the drones spawn on us, and I was like, oh man! So I took off to the door, but nonetheless, when you get to the door, Clayton can use his ultimate and just reflect a bunch of damage, and you can kind of sit back with Kate and basically snipe people with the overkill and keep them at bay. You could even throw that shot grenade if you wanted to kind of keep them at bay, but nonetheless, it's not a bad door to hold down. So I hope you guys find this guide helpful. I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I'm really having a blast playing escape mode. It's a pretty fun mode in Gears 5, as long as you get your characters up and you kind of enjoy playing on Masters. So I hope you guys are enjoying it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next Gears 5 escape mode on Master difficulty guide.